Hello fellow stackers, 365 here, welcome back to my channel. So I've been really excited to film today's video, and that is because it's been a little while coming, and that is because I've been trying to finalise my vintage silver collection to a point where I was content that I'd picked up every piece of vintage silver that I wanted to add to my long-term deep stack. So let's get into today's video. Now, first of all, I'll show you a very nice looking piece of silver. This is a kilo, a JM bar. Absolutely stunning detail on this bar. I really love all the character you get with these older vintage bars. You can see the pore lines on there. You've got all these imperfections around the edge. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this bar before we got into today's video is this is the type of silver that I'm going to be showcasing in today's video. It's vintage silver. It has real character, it has lots of little marks, and it's not flawless. And that is the beauty of vintage silver. It tells a story and it's not perfect. So this is a video that is going to appeal to those of you that really like your silver that has a history attached to it. But let's get straight into the main collection. Now, everything that I have that I want to show in today's video is stored very nicely in this box. This box goes inside another locked box, and then that locked box goes in my safe. So yeah, really secure, and that is because there's a lot of value tied up in these pieces, and this is really a prized part of my collection. I'm really proud to have collected these pieces over the last 3-4 years that I've been stacking, and I'm really excited to be able to showcase them in today's video. So let's get straight into it. Now, this box opens like this. It's got a secret unlocking mechanism. Now, on the top, it does show you every single bar that is in this box. So that's just mainly for my reference, just so when I'm going through my collection, if I'm looking for a particular piece to make a video on, I can open this and I can know exactly what I've got in here without having to unwrap everything and go through it. But you can see already there's a very nice collection of pieces that are listed on the lid. But I have done a previous video where I showed you how I put this silver away and how I wrap it to protect it, and I will leave that link in today's video description. If you're interested in the best way that I found to preserve your vintage silver, then head down to the description of today's video and watch that video. But it's all nicely wrapped and protected in here, and we've also got an unwrapped piece in there as well. So let's just put that box to one side for now. Let's move it over the back. Make a little bit of room. There we go. But let's get straight into it. Now, this is the very first piece that is not wrapped. This is another JM bar. Really, really nice. And let me know in the comment section, any of you that know your vintage silver or recognize any of these pieces, if you have any more information on them, do let me know, because today's video is going to be more of a showcase video. I'm not going to go through exactly what I paid for each piece. I'm not going to go through the mintage figures. I'm not going to really touch upon much of the history behind any of these pieces today. This is, like I said, more of a showcase video. So those of you that do know any more information about these pieces, please leave them down below in the comment section, because I know a number of people will find those facts and figures very interesting. But I will do a video in the future where I do actually go into each individual bar with more finer detail and I explain the history behind them all. But this is a stunning bar. This is a vintage JM bar, similar to this bar here, how it's been hand poured. And if we flip it around, you can see this one is very special because it has a waffle back. There's not many of these knocking around that have this waffle back design. Normally the waffle back terminology comes from the Engelhard bars. So to see one that actually has like the kind of frames of the waffle design on the bottom there, really unusual to see, and it makes it a little bit extra special and rare. So that is the first bar we have in today's box. Pop that over the back there with the other kilo bar. But let's get in here. Now, we're going to start with this one here, because this is the only piece in here that isn't a 10 ounce. All of these bars here are a 10 ounce. But this one wraps up in here. There's a little bit of a variation. I think there is one 10-ounce within this wrap, but there's actually some really cool pieces in here. Now these are A-Mark bars. I believe they're from 1981. Really, really nice pieces of silver. You can see on there, yeah, 1981 is the date. These were mass produced, so these aren't really a low mintage or anything, but they are not as easy to get hold of over here in the UK. I think I have around about 15 to 20 of these in total now in my stack, and I just pick them up as and when I see them for a good price. These were actually picked up from the Stackers Social Marketplace. Really, really nice. And I'm doing a little bit of an experiment with these. I'm actually storing 4 of them loose, just wrapped up in this unbleached cotton, and then the other 6 that I have in this box are stored in plastic. And I'm doing that just to see the differences. They all arrived very similar conditions in terms of the shininess of them. And I thought, you know what, let's put some of them in a bag and let's see how that affects the toning over time. And then we'll do another video in a couple of years' time. We'll see what difference it makes when you store your silver loose like this, as opposed to in a bag. Now, there isn't actually anything else mixed in with this one. I thought there was a 10-ounce piece in here as well, but there isn't. So we have a nice 10 ounces in total here of A-Mark bars. So we'll pop them over there. We won't pop them back away just yet. It's going to take me ages to put all this stuff back away. I really wrap this up really nicely when I put it into storage. But here is the bulk of the collection. Now, I believe every piece in here is a 10-ounce bar. They're wrapped in pairs. So we'll start by just getting them all out. I hope the lighting of today's video is doing this video justice. I'm filming with purely daylight and a tiny light behind me. I haven't got much artificial lighting today because I do like the look of silver in daylight. But it's just a little bit cloudy today, so I don't know how well it's going to film, so hopefully it's filming okay. These are just silica packs that I keep with them to keep the moisture out. But let's get straight into it now. Let's put these ones over and we'll start with this one here. And these are wrapped up, like I said, in pairs. Very excited to showcase these bars today. And some of these you've just seen in videos in the past, but I've never actually done a video till this one with showing them all in one go. This is a Johnson Matthey, another Johnson Matthey. This is a pressed bar. It's serialized. I've had this bar from the very early days of my stacking journey. Those of you that have been following my journey along will probably recognize this bar. This is one of the more rarer varieties because it has 3 full JM logos on the back. Some of the other variations have 4 or 5 full logos showing. But that's how you can tell this is one of the rarer ones, just because there's only 3 full logos. All the other logos are slightly cut off. But this has 3 full logos on there. So, yeah, that means it's a slightly rarer of the variation of these bars. But, yeah, really nice piece of silver. We'll pop that over the back there. The next one we have, this is one of the newer pickups. This is the one that I had a nightmare getting on eBay. And this is a Royal Canadian Mint bar. You can see it's 10 ounces, 3 nines fine silver, serialized. It's got an A at the front there. And that is one of the earlier series. A lot of the bars that you see of this type on YouTube have a B serial number, I believe, there. So it's really nice to have one of the A series, one of the earlier releases. And again, that adds to its collectability, adds to the rarity. And it also adds to, obviously, the premium when you're picking these pieces up. Now, none of these pieces you're going to see in today's video, you're going to pick up for your standard pricing of a 10-ounce bar. Currently in the UK, you can pick up a 10-ounce bar for around about £330. Whereas all the pieces you're going to see today are quite a little bit over that, because you're paying for the collectability side, the lower mintage side. Most of the companies that I'm going to be showcasing in this video no longer produce silver bars. So yeah, they really are collectible bars that you're going to be seeing in today's video. Next we have is another JM bar. We're getting all the JM bars out the way nice and early. Really, really nice, poured, thick, chunky bar. This has got monster toning on it, which basically means it's almost like a rainbow toning. It's not really showing its true beauty in the lighting that I'm using today, but it's got purples, blues, coppery toned. It's got all different types of colors on this bar. I will have to try and do another video of this bar in different lighting just so you can really appreciate it. You can see it a little bit down the bottom here, but the actual whole bar has got really, really nice toning on it. 10 ounces, 3 nines fine, and a JM stamp at the top. Just a real nice chunk. You can see there a little bit when I turn it to that angle, the blues and the purples. And on the back there, you can see it as well. Absolutely stunning. Now, I'm not sure what created this toning and why it went to this really nice bluey purpley color, but I can tell you when I actually brought this bar, it actually turned up in this bag. So this is the bag that the bar actually turned up in. So I don't know whether the seller of this bar stored it in this bag for a long period of time, and that is what gave it the toning. I don't know whether they just popped it in this bag to ship it out to me. I really don't know exactly how it was stored. And that is another reason why I thought I'd keep hold of this bag and pop these bars in it, just as an experiment to see if maybe the material that was on this plastic of this bag is what gave it the toning. And if it is, then it'll be really cool to see if these ones have the same toning over time. But yeah, I've taken it out of that bag now, because if that was the cause of it, I don't want it to go any more toned. I want to almost maintain it, the colours that it is now. So yeah, stunning, chunky 10-ounce piece of silver. Pop that over the back there as well. Let's have a look at what we've got next here. This is really exciting for me as well, because I don't know exactly what's going to be coming out next. But this is a Perth Mint bar. You've got the Perth Mint stamp there. I'll give a little zoom in so you can have a closer look at the stamp. There we go, the Perth Mint. Western, what's that say? Western Australia. I think it says at the bottom of that stamp. The Perth Mint Australia, fine, 3 nines ounces, 10.16 ounces. Really, really nice. You can see on this, it's almost got like strap marks around it. So I don't know whether that was maybe sellotape that was holding the bars together, or whether it was like a strap. Not really sure, but you can almost see like marks, can't you? Like indentations almost around this piece. Really nice chunky piece, feels great in the hand. It's got a serial number at the back, 11205. It's got some nice craters and some really nice character in the bottom of this bar. But yeah, just a really nice chunky looking 10-ounce piece. It feels incredible in the hand. It's a real nice slab. It's not completely uniformed, so you can see thicker this side than this side. But that all adds to the character of this bar. Just makes it feel so special and unique in the hand. You don't see many of these around. Most of the pieces I'm showcasing in today's video have been brought from sellers over in America. I believe this one might have actually been brought from someone in Australia. But yeah, most of the pieces you're seeing in today's video have not been brought from UK sellers. And that is just because you don't really see these pieces for sale in the UK. If anyone has got them in their collection, they've also done the same as what I've done. They brought them from abroad, and they brought them because they want to add them to their long-term stack as a collection. And it's something they don't end up selling until they come to retire, or sometimes don't even sell them at all. They just pass them on. So you don't often see these sort of pieces for sale that regularly in the UK. Next we have, here we go. So this is the bars like I was talking about earlier. This is an Engelhard bar. This is a P series one. It starts with P and then there's the serial number there. Really nice, almost matte finish you get on these Engelhards. Very nicely uniformed. When you've got a few of these lined up together, they look very, very nice because they all, like I said, are very nicely uniformed. Very nice thickness to them as well. And this one has actually got a waffle back. So like I was saying earlier with the kilo bar, you can see very similar how it's got the little squares. You can see there on the Engelhard, it's a lot more prominent. You can see it a lot more. With this one, you can see it different angles. But on the Engelhard, you can really see it. And you can really feel it as well. But the waffle backs actually contain a slight more premium than the standard Engelhard. You can get these bars and they just have a smooth surface, or they have a surface similar to this, where it's just a bit sort of like bumpy but no real pattern to it. And they cost slightly cheaper in terms of the premiums you're paying, because the waffle backs for some reason are more sought after. I think it's because they're just a little bit different, aren't they? They're not kind of the regular base that you see on poured pieces or cast pieces. So yeah, really nice looking piece of silver. Very popular. Engelhards are very popular. They maintain their premiums very well. They're very well known for those of you that collect your vintage silver. Next one that we have here is another Engelhard. Now this is a pressed Engelhard bar. Again, you don't often see these around, especially here in the UK. It's got a ball logo there. I believe that's what they call that logo there. The ball logo, that's how I've seen it referred to when these are up for sale. But it's serialized, 10 ounces, 3 nines fine, and it's a pressed bar, so it's really uniformed, similar to this bar here, which has also been pressed. It's a lot more uniformed than a poured or a cast bar. Really nice. Nice thickness to it. It's actually more similar to this one here in terms of the size and the thickness. Just got a plain back on that one. That was where a sticker was when I brought it, and it's not raised, but it looks like it's raised. It's just where it's toned a little bit around where the sticker was on it. But yeah, really nice piece of silver. And like I said, you don't often see these for sale because they are very collectible. So once people have picked them up, they don't really tend to flip them or sell them that quickly. They just add them to their long-term deep stack. Right, last but not least, the final two 10-ounce bars we have to showcase in today's video. Oh, is this another Engelhard? Yeah, you can see that I really like my Engelhard. It's another Engelhard. This has got some really nice toning actually around the edges of it. Some nice coppery tones, purples as well, a bit of blue in that corner. Really nice design on the bottom, almost like a pebbled bit around the logo. Nice thickness, nice chunky bar. And look at the toning on this side. It's almost, look at that. That is incredible. Look at all of the colors you're getting from that. You're getting some coppery colors down here, some purples, some blues. Even in today's lighting, that isn't that great. Let me try and lock the focus on that one. Yeah, absolutely stunning. It's almost like a blue looking tone across it. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Really nice. Now you can see it's got a P serial number on there. A really nice looking serial number actually. 4 1s and then a 3 and a 2. 10 troy ounces, 3 nines fine silver, and then you've got the Engelhard logo at the top. Really nice piece of silver. Probably one of my favourites. I do really like the poured and the cast bars, but when you get a pressed bar that looks as beautiful as this, it's hard not for it to make your favourites list. But let's get into the final piece of the collection today. And again, this is another absolutely stunning bar. This is an A-Mark bar, and this is actually a 10-ounce version. So for those of you that was watching at the beginning of the video, I showed you its little cousin, which is the 1-ounce version here. Very similar design on the front with the big logo in the middle and then all the text around the outside. But you'll see in a minute when we turn it round, it has a very different base, a really, really stunning base. So if I show you this side first, that's what the 1 ounce looks like again, just to remind you. When we turn this bar around, it has a very, very nice looking design. 10 ounces Troy, 3 lines fine silver, assay lot 784. Now that's not actually a serial number. All of the other bars that I've shown you have individual serial numbers. So these are unique to the bars. This is actually a lot number. So it's a batch. So I don't know how many are in each batch. Maybe someone can tell us in the comment section below. But you have batches. So there'll be a number of these bars out there that have 784 on them. This is probably one of the original stacker bars. I know a lot of people like the 10 ounce Scottsdale stacker bars. But I feel like this is one of the first bars to actually come out with a design like that, where they stack really nicely. Even the 1 ounces actually do stack. They don't stack as nice as the larger version, but they have got a slight lip around here, and then they do go together okay. There's quite a lot of movement though, backs and forth. This side they move quite a lot. If you're trying to move it this way, it doesn't really move much. You can see tiny movement. So these do actually stack as well. So these are like the original bars that are kind of made to stack really. This makes them a lot easier to store as well. But yeah, I can imagine the 10 ounce version is a lot more satisfying just because there is more of a lip to it. You can see it's raised up quite a bit more and there's quite a large space for it to go there on the bottom. But yeah, absolutely stunning piece of silver. Really, really like this bar. Again, one of my favorites in the collection. In my whole entire stack, I'd say this is one of my favorites. I just love all the text on the side. What I like about this bar is both sides look incredible. If you had a bar that just had this design on the front and on the other side it was completely plain, that would still be a beautiful bar. And vice versa, if you had the design like that on the front and the underside was just plain, it would still be a beautiful bar. So it's almost like you're getting 2 different bars for the price of one. They look so different because this is obviously landscape, this is portrait as well. So yeah, whatever way you look at it, it looks like a different piece. But yeah, stunning bar. We will just finish up today's video by showing them all together. This could make a very nice thumbnail as well. Let me just organize things a little bit better here. Move these around, move this up, and try and get everything in. Put this over the back. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite bar out of all of the bars that I've showcased today. This is the bulk of my vintage stack, my 10 ounce vintage stack. I do have other vintage pieces in my collection, rounds, coins, and 1 ounce bars. But in terms of my larger bars, this is really the bulk of my collection. Absolutely stunning pieces of silver. These are the types of silver that I will not be parting with. They will stay in my collection, hopefully forever. This is the type of silver that I'll pass down to my children, because it is not silver that I'm going to be able to make a profit on quickly, because you do pay quite, like I said, quite a large premium up front when you're buying these pieces. So they really are a long-term investment. And these are more for the collection as opposed for the weight stack. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite bar from all of the bars that you're seeing in today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I've been looking forward to putting a video together for quite some time now to showcase all of these at the same time, and I finally got around to doing it. So thanks very much for watching. Thank you very much for all the support. Please like, share, and hype this video. I believe that's a new feature that you can do. So yeah, hype this video if it shows you the option down below to hype it. But as always, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you have a very nice day.